Today on Dr. Phil.
Is she superficial?
Very superficial.
She says her hubby's not hot enough for her.
I want the six-pack back.
I get her a six-pack. Six-pack of soda, six-pack of beer.
And she lost 150 pounds.
I have a lot of extra skin.
It was repulsive. What I think about when I see her skin is put some clothes back on.
That tells me that you're not in love with this woman. If he loved you, then he would love you in spite of it. This is going to be a changing day in your life.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
It matters to you. That's what I want to talk about. Are we ready in the booth? Let's do it.
Go, Dr. Phil.
All right. Brains, beauty, money, or personality? Now, we asked which quality was most important to you in a mate. We asked on my Facebook page, and you picked personality, right? Now, when you got a head like this, that's good news. Now, I'm not sure I believe those statistics. Well, Sandy says her husband had it all. He had money, he had brains, he had swagger, he had a six-pack. But 6 years of marriage and a few kids later, she says it's time for him to lose her baby weight. Take a look.
On a scale of 1 to 10, when I met Otto, he's definitely 10, 11. And myself, it's like a 15, 20. When I was pregnant with our first daughter, I packed on a good 40, 45 pounds, and I was a real cow.
Put on approximately 35 pounds in the past 6 years.
I call Otto fat ass once a day. Even though I've had 2 children, Otto's body looks like he's the one who had the 2 children.
That's a baby in there.
It's almost due.
I'm bikini ready at all times. Bikinis and high heels, that's Sandy. If I were a celebrity, I'd be Pamela Anderson. He's more like a CeeLo, but I'd love it if he looked like David Beckham. I work out about 3 days a week.
You okay?
I push my son around with my heels on because to me, that's a very good workout too.
As far as my wife's looks, she gotta stay hot. Same way I married you, the same way I want you. Working hard at my job is very much a priority for me. Working out is not. Hello? Okay, hold on 1 second. Hello? I work from 18 to 23 hours a day.
So you need 5 cases of flawless?
I prefer my pockets fat, and I could take a belly with it.
My husband does get me everything I ask for, whether it's a purse or a dress or a trip. He's really, really good to me, but I'd like him to be hotter, smoking, can't touch me.
We still make love all night, and for a fat man, I don't get winded, I don't run out of breath, and usually it's her that taps out. I would like for Dr. Phil to tell Sandy everybody loves a fat, bald guy.
Now, I just gotta say, he looks in pretty good shape to me.
It's the black. It's slimming.
Yeah. How does this affect the way you feel about him?
It doesn't affect the way I feel about him, but it affects the way that I feel we look together. Because when we're out, I want everybody to look at us and go, oh my gosh, why are we not them? I want to be them. That's how I want everybody to look at us. We live in a visual world. People look at us.
You want people to say that when they see you?
Yeah.
Why are we not them?
Yeah. I want them to be
why does that
smoking hot.
matter?
Because it does. It matters to me. In my circle, in my world. In the Sandy circle.
So you want arm candy?
He's got it.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about me.
No.
Yeah.
You were saying he's got arm candy in you, right?
Yeah.
But you want arm candy in him. You want somebody where people look who she's with.
They do look who he's with, but I want them to look even more.
Yeah,
My wife is Black Barbie. The only thing thin in her world is her in the air. That's the only thing that's thin enough. Nothing else.
Really?
I am.
So is she superficial?
Very superficial.
Really?
Very
I could wear a
superficial.
cape like Supergirl, superficial girl.
Ooh.
All right, are you still attracted to him?
100%.
100%. So you don't have a problem with it. It's just what other people see.
No, I still do. I do. I do have a small problem with it. Not that I would ever leave, because I'm never going to leave. But I want the six-pack back. I want to be in sync.
Six-pack. Six-pack of Coke, six-pack of soda, beer, whatever.
Well, all right. You and I wrote down some of the things you said because I thought these were really interesting. You said, I'm afraid in the future people are going to ask, why is she with him?
Yeah.
Because you're just too hot to be with someone like that?
If he continues the way he's going, imagine how much weight he's going to put on. Within, 5 years, he's put on 35 pounds. So another 5 years, another 35 pounds. And I'm always going to look like this. So...
Oh, really?
I am.
How do you know that?
Because I was older when I had my first baby. I was 26, had my first kid, and I know what it takes to get the weight off and to look right. And this is what I like to do. This is me. This is Sandy.
So you call him Fat Daddy?
The kids do, yeah. We call him Fat Daddy.
The kids call me Fat Daddy.
But where did they get that?
Me.
They get it. They get it from you.
Yes.
So what do you think about this?
I think the only thing I need to do is make more money, and I can let my belly go. I don't care about that. I'm in good shape. I can still walk from here to there.
You're not in good shape.
I'm good enough shape.
You're not in good shape.
And nobody else complains.
Are you a good provider?
I'm a very good provider. I think.
She take good care of you?
Yes, very good care of me. Whatever Sandy wants, Sandy gets.
Yeah, my job is to make the money. She just make it look good. That's it.
Yeah, but that's not enough for you. You want to make the money and look good doing it.
Right.
Okay, now Otto says Sandy just thinks everyone is too chubby. Now Sandy's best friend Charisse says Sandy says the meanest things to her about her weight. She picks on you too?
Yes.
What does she say to you?
She calls me Little Debbie.
Little Debbie? From the Little Debbie snacks? Well, you're just pretty proud of the way you turned out, aren't you? She said you should wire your jaw shut so you can't talk or eat.
Why? Why did I say that? Because she calls me and she complains, oh, I'm this, oh, I'm that. And I'm like, you know what? If you just wire your jaw shut, you can't call me and complain, and you wouldn't eat, and we're both winning.
It's a win-win situation.
So you told her you were talking about having a destination wedding, and she said, not at that weight?
Not at this weight.
What does that mean?
She wanted to get married on the beach. A beach dress requires, slimming. And then afterwards and before, we're going to be on the beach in our bikinis, hanging out, drinking, and partying, and no.
Not at this weight.
Not that.
Yeah.
So you ask, is she superficial?
Yeah. Come on.
No, that's a good shirt. You should get in every color, have them make your bathing suit in it, the wedding juice in it. That's a good shirt because it's like a camouflage. So, but it's under there. It's under there. If I wasn't her friend, I wouldn't tell her that. We've been friends for over 10 years, and when we first started being friends, we were both same size. Yeah, everybody's body is different, but she needs to work a little bit harder.
But I had 3 kids, Dr. Phill.
And I had 2.
But I have 3.
So what are you going to do? How are you going to feel when you start picking up a few wrinkles and things start getting a little closer to the sidewalk? What are you going to do then? You're not going to look the same in 10 years that you do now.
I'm still going to be pretty, and I'm still going to be slim. I'm just going to be an older, pretty, slim woman.
An older, pretty slim woman?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you think you're pretty good looking now?
Yeah.
Oh, she's hot. I can't lie, she's hot.
So you think you're pretty hot?
Yes.
Do you have any flaws anywhere?
Oh, yeah.
What
I
are
do.
they?
I have issues. I don't really care for my boobs, but with a good bra, and all my bathing suits are custom made, so they always look great, but...
I like them.
You have no problem with
I
it?
have no complaints.
You have no complaints whatsoever? All right, we got to take a break. Otto says his wife is not as perfect as she thinks she is. So we're going to find out what he says her weaknesses are when we come back.
I'm trying to shape our kids and give them good eating patterns. But when they get with Daddy, Daddy's like, you can have whatever you'd like. He takes our daughter to the donut shop every morning.
And do not tell Mommy Dad, I take you to eat donuts.
And because I am like worried about our kids' weight, as punishment, I make them do sit-ups. Do 20 sit-ups, do 15 sit-ups. Keep talking, that's 10 more sit-ups. When they're 17 in those bathing suits, mom's getting them right. But for now, it feels like punishment.
Now, what is your name?
Sandy.
Okay, because sometimes on tape you refer to yourself as Sandy.
It's
I was just
the way I
curious if you had
pronounce
like
it.
gone European on us or something. Did you notice that? I mean, sometimes it's Sandy, sometimes it's Sandy.
Yes, hi, my name is Sandy. And like Sandy.
It's like
that's your
Target
name.
and Target.
I'm going to Target. No, I'm going to Target. Sounds better.
Where do you get your clothes?
I like BB, I like Guess, I like Gucci, I like Donna Karan.
She's a label whore.
I'm a label whore.
She's a label whore.
And how about the shoes?
Oh, these are BB. Oh.
Those are BBs?
Yes, BB.
Is that a short for something else, or is that the real name?
No, it's just BB.
I don't know. All right.
Macy's and Nordstrom's. Then all the labels underneath one roof. Boom.
So you got it.
You got it.
You got it. They love to dress you?
Whom? No, I
The
dress
stores.
myself.
I mean, do they love to,
I pick out my own things. I don't even like when they come to me and say, "Are you looking for something?" I got it. I know what I'm looking for. I don't need your help. I'll let you know when I'm ready to pay.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll let him know when I'm ready to pay.
Yeah. So he can get his fat ass over and pay for it.
Hey, man, come pay for this.
Yeah.
I don't even call him honey. I call him money, money, I'm ready. And he's like on the cell phone. I'm like, money, come here. He's coming.
Yeah.
He
So
loves
she
it.
doesn't call you fat ass when it's time to pay.
Oh, no, I'm the best thing in the world. Hey, honey, but then she calls me fat ass when we're leaving the store.
Yeah.
Hey, fat ass, get the door.
Well, you know, I want to know what the audience thought. So I asked today's audience how much weight their spouse could gain before it became a problem in their relationship. Now, a third of you said no amount would keep you from seeing your spouse's inner beauty. So it just didn't matter. Another quarter of the audience would complain if their partner gained 25 pounds. So that's like almost half of you would have a problem if they gained 25 pounds. Really?
See?
But yet 90% of people say personality. That doesn't seem to add up, does it?
No.
Do you like the way you look?
I love the way. Come on, man. Look, I'll make this suit look good. Come on, man. It looks good, right? All right, then. I need to lose no weight.
Yeah.
I'm getting older. I'm not a young man. I gotta look like a grown, mature man.
Yeah. So you want a little beef.
Yeah, little beef. I got
Yeah.
2 daughters. I gotta protect them. Who's gonna respect some little skinny guy running up? Hey, leave my daughters alone.
So what are you going to do if he doesn't decide to go on this Sandy program?
Keep calling him a fat ass.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm not going on the program.
He's not.
You're not going to do it?
No, we signed up before for a gym membership, and we had personal training, and he never came, and I ended up using all his sessions because he could never make it.
Yeah.
I made it. And I made it out the gym.
Yeah.
Made it in and out.
Do you play any sports? Do you like sports?
No, you know what? I'm a workaholic. Just like I work. I barely get time to do anything like that. Most of my free time is spent with my wife and my kids, so.
Yeah. You do want to take care of your health, right?
Yes.
I mean,
of course.
seriously, because you do have kids, so forget about Sandy wanting you to be good arm candy. Wanting you to be good arm candy. For her, you want to have longevity in your life. And for every 10 pounds you put on, you do shave years off your life. If you could drop 10 or 20 pounds and you could be around for your girls, say, an extra 5 or 10 years, that would be worth it, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would be worth it.
Yeah, well, I'm going to show you some stats on that. You'll be interested to see that it might make a difference. But not because of what she's saying. Just think about it. All right, now next, he thought his girlfriend was hot until she got undressed. Now their relationship is in limbo. Now, we're going to talk to them when we come back.
I never have connected with somebody as well as I have with Donna, but I'm not attracted to her body. The excess skin is repulsive.
It makes me feel less of a person.
What I think about when I see her skin is put some clothes back on.
Now, this was Dawn before she lost 150 pounds. Then she met the man she says she hopes to marry. Paul said sparks flew until he saw her in a bathing suit. 2 years later, Paul says he loves Dawn, but is not in love with her, and here's why he says that.
I got the gastric bypass surgery and I lost 155 pounds. I feel better at 40 than I ever felt at 25.
I never have connected with somebody as well as I have with Dawn, emotionally, spiritually, but I'm not attracted to her body.
Since my surgery, I have a lot of excess skin on my arms, on my stomach, on my thighs.
When I saw the excess skin, I was just flabbergasted. Wow. It was repulsive, and it was like seeing a young, healthy woman in an 80-year-old body.
You do not notice the excess skin when I'm dressed because I hide it pretty well.
Dawn's skin looks like a giant pork rind wrapped around her stomach. I did want to have sex with her, but what I think about when I see her skin is put some clothes back on.
Paul said that it was gross and he could not have sex with me. It just devastated me. It makes me feel less of a person.
It is difficult to get turned on by somebody who looks like that. You want to look away. You don't want to look at it.
He actually started dating another girl. It made me feel inferior, and it just broke my heart.
I've not been exclusive with Dawn. Physical attraction is very important to me. I wish Dawn had a body like Jennifer Aniston.
It bothers me very much that Paul does not want to have sex with me.
Dawn and I have talked about marriage in the past, but if she didn't have the surgery to remove that excess skin, I feel like I'd be settling if I married her.
The girls that Paula has dated in the past have not made him happy, and I feel that I can make him happy.
I do feel like I could get a better looking woman. I don't want a perfect 10, I just want somebody who's normal.
Well, they say they have a plan to rid Dawn's body of the excess skin. The problem is putting the plan into action because Paul says he's struggling with the idea of going all in on this relationship.
The plastic surgeries that I want to get are pretty radical. I want to get a complete body lift.
The surgery will cost over $16,000, so she needs help financing the surgery. It's a big risk to front somebody $15,000 to $20,000. The pressure's on me now. As soon as I swipe that card and sign that away, it's a full court press. It's emotionally stressful, it's financially stressful, it's a gamble, and it's pulling the trigger on that when you're not in love. You know, everything's on the line here.
Paul has two fears when it comes to my plastic surgeries. One, that it won't work, the scarring will be too bad, or two, it'll work too good, and then I'll look too hot, and I'll want to leave him for somebody else.
There's a chance that she could have the surgery, get really hot, and move on to something bigger and better.
Okay. So, tell me how you think your position and your attitude affects her.
I do think it offends her how I feel and hurts her feelings, but I also know that she understands that I'm not the first guy that has been down this road with her.
Uh-huh. So, what do you think about this?
I'm frustrated, and it sucks, plain and simple, because he is my best friend, and I've never connected with anybody more than him.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's not the only person that's told me this, and I was just hoping that when we had such a good connection that the physical we could work through it.
I mean, what you could say is you're worth shooting the dice for 15, 20 grand.
And we've discussed that, though, and we have a plan, we have a budget worked out, and
You're just not
afraid.
not worth the risk.
I guess, yeah, reward's not worth the risk because he feels like he's going to get screwed over.
Because basically he was going to front the money, but then you were going to pay for it, right?
Right.
So it isn't even really your money. She
Right.
was going to actually pay for it herself.
Right.
You were just going to front the money.
Right.
I mean, $15,000 to $20,000 to sign off on just like that is something that I just don't rush into.
Yeah, I got that. No, that's a significant amount of money, right?
We're not married.
All right, if Dawn goes through with the surgeries, will that be enough for Paul to marry her? Now, my thoughts on this when we come back.
Paul Paul does keep his ex-girlfriends in his life because he's afraid to let go of possibilities. He does date hot party girls because he wants to have fun and go out and party. I wish Paul would grow up.
I'm still at the point where I want to be with attractive women, and I find Dawn physically unattractive.
If this was all gone from her, would you be pursuing her to marry her?
Yeah, I would be going, we'd be definitely having a romantic connection, and there's a lot of things that I love about Dawn. And I know looks aren't everything, but without that physical attraction, how can you get the romance going?
I mean, I get it, I do. I hate looking at it too. I mean, how can I expect somebody to be physically attracted to me when I can't even stand looking in the mirror?
Okay, listen, I understand that you want to improve your body image. What I can't understand is why it's okay with you to be with somebody that tells you in every way he knows how you are not good enough, and furthermore, you're not worth the gamble to get good enough. That says two things to me. Number one, it tells me that your self-esteem is really compromised.
Right.
That you're willing to take that from somebody, and it tells me that you're not in love with this woman. Because if you were in love with her, then you would be part of the solution, not part of the problem. You would be saying, I love you, and I will do whatever it takes for both of us to get comfortable in this situation and scenario.
And you're right, my self-esteem is somewhat low because I've had multiple guys before him tell me the same thing and the same issue. And so it's like, why lose my best friends when if I go out there and whoever I date, they're gonna have the same problem?
Okay, you may want to fix this for you.
I do.
But let me, and if you do, I understand that. There are right reasons and wrong reasons to have plastic surgery.
True.
This is a right reason. I mean, you have had a major body reconfiguration. It's left you with excess tissue that you don't need.
Exactly.
And you don't want. But here's your problem. And I've seen this happen so many times when women, usually it's a woman, get something like this done, and then somebody says, okay, now that you've lost the weight, now that you've had the surgery, now that you've made these changes, now I lust after you. And at that point, your body image is going to be improved. Mm-hmm. Your self-image is probably going to be improved. Mm-hmm. And you are at real risk of looking at him and saying, well, you know what? I wasn't good enough for you before, so you ain't good enough for me now. I'm just telling you, I've seen this happen an awful lot.
If we weren't best friends and if we didn't have the connection that we do have, I think it would be easier to leave. And I've never connected to somebody so much that it's so important to me to keep him in my life. But I want to do it for me. I want to do it because I want to be sexy for whoever I'm with, if it's Paul or not Paul. I want to look sexy for me, and then that way my partner's happy, and I know that I've done everything I can to make him happy.
Best friends don't hurt best friends.
But if I didn't feel this way about myself, if I felt okay with what I look like, and he was telling me I wasn't perfect, then I could see that being a problem. But I'm not happy with it, so
But are you happy with you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you like your personality?
I'm intelligent. I have my master's degree. I went to school and worked hard. I have a great job. I'm a giving person. I take care of people. I love everything about me. The one thing the one thing that's holding me back with having what I want out of life is the skin. That is an ugly, disgusting reminder of the past that I don't want to see anymore. I'm tired of it. And every time I look in the mirror, I know from here up, I love what I see and I know I'm a good person. But I'm tired of being reminded of that fat girl that I used to be. Mm-hmm. I don't want to remember that I was 300 pounds because I'm happy with being 145 pounds. And I'm never going to go back there. but I don't want to look at it anymore. It's like these tumors on my body that nobody will help me get rid of because I don't have $16,000. And now I'm going to lose the love of my life because of it, because of some stupid skin.
If your love of your life would withhold himself from you and would not commit to you, not even gamble on you over some stupid skin, as you call it, why would you settle for that? And that's just what you say, right? That's who you are. You're saying, that's how I feel, you're just being honest. And I'm glad you're being honest, but I think your truth, the truth about which you are being honest, it should be offensive to you.
It is. I get
It should
mad at
be
him all the
offensive
time.
to you.
If we're not able to get romantic, I'm not able to let it flow, you know? We're just still in the friend zone with each other. And
I mean, but we do get flirty and we do hug and, you know, we have a great time, but we just don't cross that line to intimacy because
it's part of it's respect.
I mean, you know,
respect for her and not
exactly.
leading her down that road and using her.
I don't think people think that's respect for her. I think it's that you think it's gross, so you don't want to do it.
Well, I'm respecting the fact that you don't have sex before marriage.
So you're married to these other girls you're having sex with?
No, I'm saying.
Well, you said it. I'm just asking.
Yeah.
You said I respect that you just don't have sex before marriage, but you say you're sleeping with these other girls?
I'm not saying that I'm sleeping with these other girls. I might have romantic dates with these other girls, but who says that I'm actually sleeping with any of these girls?
Are you?
I'm not. Is that so wrong these days to...
I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying, so you're having romantic dates with these other girls that you're not willing to do with her. What are you doing with them that you're not willing to do with her?
Well, I'm not saying that I've never had sex before outside of marriage. I've never been married before. But with Dawn, I want to do it right. And especially with what I'm dealing with and what we're looking at here in regards to the excess skin, it's hard for me to get romantic.
Right back. You made a decision. You're not interested in doing this with her.
Well, not at this point where we're not married, we don't live together.
But see, that's just it. We're not married and we don't live together, so he won't take the gamble. But then we can't get married and live together until we get it fixed. So it's like in a catch-22. So what do I do?
And you know, I'm in a dilemma about this, frankly, because, you know, I can help you get this done, and I want to do that. I want to help you get this done, but I feel like by doing that, I'm feeding into the toxic nature of this relationship.
Really? But why is it toxic in the fact that he's being honest with me? I mean, all these other guys have said the exact same thing, and they haven't been willing to stick around for even a little bit.
It's toxic because if he loved you, then he would love you through it. He would say, look, I love you, and you are good enough for me, and we can work together to do this for both of us, but that's not what he's saying.
But I think he loves me as his best friend, but he doesn't love me as the woman he wants to marry right now. But when it comes down to it, if a man is not attracted to his wife, he's going to be looking at other women. He's going to be looking at other things.
All right. Should I help her do this? Or is it is it unhealthy to do this? I mean, what do you think? You know, I really have a dilemma. I'm just being honest. Because I think, I'm being honest because I think you are being very superficial. And maybe she's not the one for you and maybe you don't love her. And if so, you should just say that. But I think you're being, I think this falls below the standard of what I know with 35 years of experience. This falls below the standard. If he really loved you and he was really committed to you, then this wouldn't matter. This would be something that went on the to-do list.
I agree.
And if I felt that you were saying, I'm going to do this for me, whether he's here or whether he's not, then I would feel very differently about it. But I think you're doing it to please him.
Oh, no.
No,
Absolutely not. If Paul were not in my life, I still want, like I said, I want to get this done for me because I hate wearing a swimsuit. I hate going shopping. I mean, my clothes pinch me. I get rashes. I feel like when I look in the mirror, you know what I feel like? I feel like a candle, a little candle's object that's been sitting too close to the fire and is just melting. And it's disfigured. And it's disgusting. And how can I go on with life with this stuff hanging on me that just is an ugly reminder of being 300 pounds? I mean, seriously. I'm to the point where if I can't get this taken care of, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I really don't know what I'm gonna do because I don't want to be alone for the rest of my life, but I know that the men aren't gonna accept me, and I'm not doing it for the men. I'm not. A lot of people think I am, but I'm not. When I weighed 300 pounds, I was not attractive. I felt like a big blob. Look at that. I felt like a big blob, and I worked hard. I worked hard to lose 150 pounds. I worked hard. I almost died twice.
All right, I'm going to think about this. I'm going to think about this. I really am. I have a real problem with this dynamic. Let me think about this, okay? I'm going to take a break. I'm going to talk to the next couple that are here, and I'm going to be thinking about this. So right back.
Sal is 50, but he looks 60. Sal thinks he's gorgeous.
I've never had a problem with the ladies.
My only problem with Sal is that I am not physically attracted to him.
Before we meet my next guest, take a look at these pictures. Tell me how old you think she is. 35. Just shout it out. All right, okay. I hear a lot of you saying 35. Now take a look at this guy. Tell me how old you think he is. Okay, all right. I hear most of you saying 60-ish. All right, well, this is Cynthia, and her actual age is 45. This is her boyfriend, Sal, and he's 50. Well, Cynthia's been dating Sal for about a year, and she says she absolutely loves this man, but she is embarrassed by his looks on the outside. Take a look.
I love Sal. I love the way Sal makes me feel. Like I'm the only woman on this planet. My only problem with Sal is that I am not physically attracted to him. Sal is 50, but he looks 60. Sal thinks he's gorgeous.
On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give myself a 10. I've never had a problem with the ladies.
He has no sense of style. No, he's still stuck in the 70s. Looks ridiculous. He wears sloppy clothes.
I'm a mechanic, so when I come home, I take a shower and I put jeans back on. Okay, how about that one?
That's from 1987.
I feel like I can dress up with the best of them.
Sal's idea of dressing up is coming out of the bedroom in a pair of boots and polyester pants with a t-shirt on. I can't even take it seriously. What am I supposed to do? That's not funny to me. That makes me mad. I haven't told my 3 children about Sal because I'm embarrassed about how he looks. I'm gonna be like, Mom, for real?
You get this, don't you? Sandy, you get this. In Sandy's world, you get this. You two could hang.
Probably, yeah. You know, I get my hair done, I get my nails done, I get my toes done. I do all kinds of things to be attractive for him. Plus, because that's the way I live my life. But
if he worked at it, would it matter?
I think so, yeah. And I say things all the time, but he's like, what's wrong with the way I look?
Because I will say this. I will say this to you and to you both. I do think things that you can work on, things that you can do to please your partner, I think that's healthy. I think it's okay.
Right.
I mean, if you make an effort.
Yeah, I'm not asking him to get plastic surgery or anything. He's got a belly. I don't care about his belly. I shake it. I don't care. It's the hair and the, you know, the clothes. Oh, God, the clothes. The clothes.
All right, well...
I'm so afraid of what he's coming out in.
Okay, so they've been dating for 8 months. And so I said, okay, I do think it's reasonable to work on yourself and present yourself as best you can. Now, her big concern is that he looks much older than she does. So we spruced him up a little bit in terms of his hair and in terms of his wardrobe. So, Sal, come on out.
You want a little dive?
Okay. Now, first off, how do you think he looks?
He looks completely different. I don't know what I like.
Yeah, I think so.
It's going to take a little time to get used to, but yeah, he looks completely...
Well, the hair's different, the mustache is gone, you dress sharp. I mean, you look good.
Wow.
Thank you.
mean, it's not like I got a man crush on you, but you look good.
I like myself, too, when I looked in the mirror.
Did you? Did you like the way you look?
Oh, yeah.
You see, I think if to the extent that we can be sensitive to our partners, I think it's a good thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
But you made an effort. Here, do you respect the effort?
Absolutely.
How do you think he looks?
He looks wonderful.
You think he looks, you think he looks better?
Yes.
So, and tell me what you think about your look. When you looked in the mirror, what'd you think?
Oh, I thought I was hot.
He always thinks he's
No, the difference, it made a big difference. I mean, just getting rid of the mustache and a little bit of the gray made a big difference.
Yeah. So would you be embarrassed to go out with him now?
No.
You embarrassed to sit here with him?
Absolutely not.
Are you pleased?
I am very pleased.
So you're happy with this? See,
Yes.
It's easy. It takes so little effort sometimes to please your partner, so that's what we want to do. Okay, we're going to move on. When we come back, I'm going to tell Don what I think. The question is, do I think it's reasonable and healthy to help her get this body makeover, or is that just playing into a really bad dynamic that's going to lead her to getting hurt in the future? Decision time when we come back. Well, we've been talking today about just simply sometimes people think their partner's just not hot enough. So the question, and I'm seldom without an opinion, you know, not always right, but never in doubt, as they say. So the question is it healthy for me to do this for you, or is it just simply playing into what I think is an unhealthy relationship dynamic? So my question is, do I arrange to have this surgery done for you, or do I not? And I'm curious what you think. If you think that I should not do it because it just plays into the bad aspect of this relationship, stand up. Okay, a lot of people say no. If you think no, you should do it, stand up. Okay. Well, I decided before I took the vote, I did, but I am going to do this. And we contacted Dr. Craig Hobar. He's a plastic surgeon in Don's hometown. He's been in practice for 20 years, and when he heard about Don's dilemma, he generously stepped up to partner with us in getting this done for you. And you have to pass a psych evaluation, which I have every confidence that you will. Then he's going to be performing the surgeries, because it's multiple, that we talked about. And we're going to follow you through this process. And then I want you to come back here with Dr. Hobar. You and Dr. Hobar come back here after all of this is done, if you and he decide that it's medically sound for you to do this. So I am going to make this available to you.
Thank you so much.
My primary reason, and I have concerns, because I think this is not a good dynamic here. I don't think there's a great future here. And I simply didn't think that I should penalize you because of him. Okay? And if you had come here by yourself without him, and I heard everything that you had to say and the reasoning behind it, then I would have wanted to do what I could to help you. So I'm kind of doing this in spite of your relationship, because I don't think it's healthy. And a lot of people here think you're going to wind up kicking him to the curb when this is over. Maybe not. But we're going to follow you along with this, and I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for being here so long.
Protective?
She says you have taken over as the mother.
Or overbearing?
I can handle it. Let me deal with it in my way.
And what about the father?
Caleb is a bum.
You're 2.5 hours away. What's more important in the other town than your daughter?
Plus, a Real Housewife's parenting dilemma.
He doesn't want to be the disciplinarian.
You say, I give them whatever they want. At least he's honest about it. Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
I try to be an emotional compass and point you in the right direction.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you. To sound like my grandpa, because I'm going to do what the older generation has done throughout history. That's called the younger generation lazy, entitled, selfish, and superficial. But unlike my parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents, I actually have studies to back that up. Where the hell did they get a picture of me sleeping in school? Okay. Here are some cold, hard facts about millennials. The incidence of narcissistic personality disorder is nearly 3 times as high for people in their 20s than my generation, according to the National Institute of Health. So take that. Their studies show that 58% more college students scored higher on a narcissism scale in 2009 than in 1982. Maybe that's why they're called the me generation. These selfie-taking self-centereds got so many trophies growing up that a recent study showed 40% believe they should be promoted every 2 years, regardless of performance. And can you believe that according to a 2007 survey, 4 times as many of them would rather be a celebrity's personal assistant than the CEO of a major corporation? Seriously. Their development is stunted too. More people ages 18 to 29 live with their parents than with a spouse. Did you hear that? And the statistic of grandparents raising grandchildren are only getting higher. According to the census, 10% of all grandparents in the U.S. live with at least one grandchild. Which brings me to my story today. 25-year-old Samantha. For the past 3 years, Samantha and her 3-year-old daughter have lived with her parents. Now, her mother, Lisa, says she can't stand it anymore and doesn't know what she should do. Keep helping or kick her out.
I want you to step back and know your boundaries. Be a grandma. My mother controls my parenting and undermines me with my daughter.
She lives in our home, so what better person to get advice than from your own mother? We don't see eye to eye.
She's not your child, she's mine.
My husband and I provide 24-hour childcare. Because Sam knows we're here, she takes advantage of it. Sam doesn't watch the baby.
She thinks if I'm not with an eye 110% of the time, I'm doing it wrong.
She's 2.5 years old. You've got to be on her constantly. Sam comes home and we'll just go to her room, watch TV, fix her plate of food. Anaya plays second fiddle to things that she wants to do.
After a very long day, I love spending time with my daughter, snuggling in bed and watching a movie or cartoon. But my mother passes so much judgment on how I spend my time with her. It's never good enough. All you do is tell me I'm a piece of crap and I'm lazy. Every time.
When I critique Sam's parenting, it is coming from a loving place.
I don't want you to raise my child.
I understand that.
I want to raise my child.
Now, I was dogging on the younger generation before. Now let me kick my generation a bit. We talk about these younger people like we had nothing to do with how they turned out. Hell, we raised them. Samantha says the toxic environment in the house is only getting worse due to daily bickering and fighting, and her daughter, sadly, is witness to it all.
Living with my mother is toxic.
Our fights have gotten so bad that we are in each other's faces.
Do you think I'm gonna stay here for the rest of my life? I can't stand living with you. My mom swore when I was little she would never call me the B word. Now she can't go a day without saying, "You're a bitch." What's your mouth? Why are you gonna cuss at me like that?
Sam does push me to the limit and doesn't realize how bad she treats me.
Can't stand you all the time. I would love to move out, but my mother is like an anchor, all in chain, holding me back. She doesn't think I could do it alone.
You can't afford to live without me and your father. You can't do it.
That makes me second guess myself.
I do not know what I have done to my child to make her be so mean and hateful to me.
You think I'm taking your grandchild from you whenever I want to go somewhere? She's not even your freaking kid.
Okay, well, she says you call her lazy, horrible mom just for watching TV and catching up on me time.
She has a 3-year-old child. There's no me time. That's the way I feel.
Well, it's not your child.
No, she's not. That's right.
So why do you get a vote?
Because she's in my household.
Why?
Because she cannot afford to live on her own.
Why?
She doesn't make enough money.
Why?
I'm not sure, sir. You'd have to ask Samantha.
Why are you living at home? You're 25?
Yes, sir.
Why are you living at home?
Because financially it's not possible. I mean, it'd be possible, but I think it'd be very hard and I would struggle. I don't have my other half to help me as much as I'd like, so
Well, hell, this ain't working.
It's not at all, but if I have to, I'm almost to the point where I want to move somewhere else where I can afford to live.
You two both talk out of both sides of your mouth. You say you don't want to be there, but then you kind of do. You say you want her out, but then you don't want her to go.
Because she did go out. She did leave with her other half and then got pregnant. And then he lost his job. And then it came to, Mom, can you get a 3-bedroom apartment because we can't do it. Caleb lost his job. So we went from a 2-bedroom apartment to a 3 to compensate them, to help them.
She says you have taken over this child as though it's your own.
No.
Says you, in fact, call her your daughter. She says you, in fact, take her hand and go off on trick-or-treat night like she's yours and take off. You have crossed the boundaries and taken over as the mother.
Well, I do spend a lot of time with Anaya. Okay, she does work, so I do spend a lot of time.
Are you here to defend what you're doing or to find a solution?
Find a solution.
Because you're defending what you're doing.
Okay. Okay.
Are you denying it and defending it, or?
I need a solution. I need to understand.
Because is that right or wrong?
You're right. That's right. We need to find a solution for it because I don't want my daughter to be raised around the environment and seeing how our relationship, and I don't want that to reflect her and me.
Because y'all are fighting in front of her, right?
Sometimes it happens, yes.
Let me tell you, when you fight in front of a child like that, you are her significant others, just as if you were a married couple. Right. You are her significant others, right? You are the 2 most significant people in her life, true?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And when you 2 fight in front of her, it changes who she is. It doesn't upset her for a few minutes. It changes who she is. And so when you decide you want to get up on your hind legs and start barking at your daughter and calling her a bitch and lazy and derogating this child's mother in front of the child.
It's not good, I know.
Then that changes who the child is, and that can go with her for the rest of her life.
Yes, sir. And she'll tell us to stop. She'll say, Mama, don't yell at Layla.
Or don't yell at my mama.
She's that intelligent.
Out of the mouths of babes, right? We got 2 adults here and a child saying, you 2 need to not do this. You have 2 adults that don't know it, but how old is she?
She's going to be 3.
So you have a 3-year-old saying, you two need to stop. She's 3. You don't know it, and you don't know it, but a 3-year-old does? What's wrong with this picture?
That's why I'm here.
A hell of a lot.
Well, so where's the other leg to this stool? We're going to meet the man Lisa calls a bum and a loser, probably in front of her granddaughter. We're talking about the man Samantha wants to be with. We're going to find out his excuse for not parenting their little girl when we come back.
Anaya's father, Caleb, is a waste of space.
I am a good dad.
He comes and goes a couple days a week, sometimes even longer.
You went how many months? 9 months without seeing her at one point, Sam.
Whatever I'm doing, Lisa just expects more and more.
Caleb is a bum.
And later, a real housewife of Orange County and her plastic surgeon husband. I don't mean to throw you under the bus, although it seems like you, well, it seems like he would fit very nicely.
Tomorrow on Dr. Phil.
My daughter is out of control. 13 years old, extremely provocative.
Danielle vanished with the keys to my crew member's car.
With her family.
She's threatened you with knives.
She's defiant.
Stop it. Oh, who is you?
But has she met her match?
You want to do it again?
Sit down.
With Dr. Phil.
You can threaten them,
Good.
but I'm your worst nightmare, girl.
That's tomorrow.
My mother is dangerously attached to my daughter.
I am happy taking care of Anaya.
I actually want my daughter to go to part-time school to get away and let my mother have her own time.
Nowadays, it is dangerous for children to be in daycare because you never know what's going to happen.
My mother is so controlling that she doesn't think anybody else could physically watch her. It's not safe to be with anybody else, even me.
Well, Samantha says her mom is way too attached to her daughter, but Lisa says she spends the most time parenting. And the little girl's father is in and out of the child's life, doing more harm than good. Lisa admits she is vocal about how much she dislikes him and doesn't pull any punches.
Anaya's father, Caleb, is a waste of space.
He's going to work at his little pizza job that he has and then not come and see the baby. Because that's really fair to her, right?
As a 25-year-old, I feel like I'm doing the best I can do. I am a good dad.
Caleb is a bum. He doesn't work full-time. He doesn't take care of Anaya. He comes and goes a couple days a week, sometimes even longer.
You went how many months? 9 months without seeing her at one point, Sam.
Why do you keep bringing up the stupid past?
It's pattern. It's not past. It's pattern because he does it all the time.
I live about 2 hours away from Anaya and Sam, but I still come down every week.
Caleb treats Sam like a doormat, hardly gives her any money to support the baby, and doesn't spend enough time with the baby.
Whatever I'm doing, Lisa just expects more and more.
He says he loves Anaya, but coming once or twice a week and just giving her candy or trying to get her to drink sodas, it's not enough.
When I see Caleb with Anaya, he's a very good dad. Plays with her, makes her laugh and smile. She adores him.
I feel like Lisa needs to be supportive because I'm the father of Anaya and Sam chooses to be with me.
I don't mind that Caleb comes over to visit and be with the baby, but I don't feel that he needs to have a relationship with Sam.
It's been 3 years he hasn't gotten it right. And 3 times he's left ya.
It's twice he left me.
I don't like Caleb, and I think Sam can do better.
Well, Caleb, she's not a big fan of yours. No. So you don't live in the same town?
I don't live in the same town, no.
What's more important, 2.5 hours away than your daughter?
Nothing's more important. We just can't live together, and it's not in a position to where I can up and move down right now. So instead of living in the toxic environment with them and contributing to it, because obviously it would get worse if I was there because she can't stand me, it's best that we don't live in the same house right now.
Yeah, well, I agree with that.
Okay.
Well, but this last time, when she was dating someone else, and he wanted her back and said that he would do anything to get her back. He would move back in with us. He would hold his tongue. He would do whatever it took so that he could see his baby every day. And I told him, come on.
You don't say, you are a waste of space, lump, worthless. Come on.
For my granddaughter, yes, I do.
That's not going to work. I mean, you can't stand him sitting there. You don't even want him sitting next to your daughter.
No, that's not true. I've told him he's the father of my grandchild, and I love him for that.
Do you two still have a relationship?
We do.
Because you said your dream world would be for him to whisk you off your feet again.
So to speak.
And take you off to...
Wherever it is, just to live happily with each other.
But according to you, he cheated on you emotionally when you were 7.5 months pregnant. He wasn't there for the birth. He didn't meet her till she was 4 months old. He only works part-time. You say he has no future aspirations and he lives 3.5 hours away.
That's
that makes
the past, Dr. Phil.
Well, that's all there is right now. You don't have a future. All you have is history right now, right?
And in the moment, yes. I have the present.
Okay, well then, okay, great. Tell me what's different in the moment. Because I'm looking for a solution. Tell me what I can work with here.
Well, we're happy right now with us. It's just this that's not working.
So you're past this one, right? That's no longer an issue. You're past that.
Yeah.
Okay. This is still true. This is still true. This is still true. This is still true, and this is still true. Now, according to Lisa, he's not even on the birth certificate. He enlisted in the Navy and quit. He was fired from his job 3 years ago on the phone too much. Spent the tax return on the car and traded it for a motorcycle that he's wrecked 3 times. And according to Caleb, you say, I'm not the type of person to stay in that toxic environment. I don't argue with you about that. Second breakup, I felt overwhelmed like I did before. So you left, and you say you work 4 days and you see your daughter 3 days a week?
Yeah, work 4 days full time. I'll get 35 to 40 hours, and then the 3 days a week I'll go down there.
Do you agree that it's not working where you are now, the way it is now?
No, it's not.
Am I not supposed to have feelings
yes, you
or
can.
heart?
Of course you did.
Of course you are.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But I'm my own person. Let me deal with it in my way.
Does anybody want to know?
To hurt?
Does anybody want to know what's in the best interest of the child?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Please.
I mean, let's take a break and then we'll come back and tell you 1, 2, 3 what's in the best interest of the child. It's actually workable.
My husband and I rarely get a weekend alone. We love Anaya. Taking care of her all the time has been a wear and tear on our marriage.
Me and your dad need our time alone. You know, we've been married 30 years.
Sam and Caleb always want time to go out to the movies, so we babysit, and I don't feel like it's fair. Anaya should be Sam's #1 job, not mine.
And later, they will try to divide and conquer.
Well, yeah, I mean, because I don't negotiate with terrorists, and he's got to back me up.
Yeah, but you don't?
Sort of. But when she leaves the room, then maybe I don't so much.
In my relationship with Caleb, my mother tries to act like an innocent bystander, but she is a master manipulator. When I was 7.5 months pregnant, Caleb cheated on me. I ended up having Anaya a month early because of all the stress. From that day on, I feel like my mother really disliked Caleb. My mother would antagonize me. Oh, he's with her right now, and just try to rub it in my face. My mother definitely wants me to dislike Caleb as much as she does.
This is a form of transactional analysis. And what happens when you're growing up is you have a parent-to-child relationship. That's what it's like when you're the mother and you're the daughter. That's how it should be. Okay? But then, once you grow up, it is supposed to be an adult-to-adult relationship. This is what the relationship should be, but that's not what's happening here. What's happening here is you still have a parent-to-child relationship, and then when you both get stupid and start yelling and calling names, then you actually have a child-to-child relationship. But the only way that actually works is if you have an adult-to-adult relationship where both of you act like adults. You need to move and be on your own. Do you want to have a long-term relationship with him?
I do.
Do you want to have a long-term relationship with her?
Sir.
And you said you can't find a roommate in this town?
Well, we could move out and get on our own financially, both of us together. It's just not to the point where you have enough money saved up to pay deposit, to pay rent, to pay first and last, to pay all of this.
What are you doing to remedy that? Are you saving money?
Saving money to where when we get money, we can't do that.
I mean, do you have a plan? Have you put a timeline together? Have you identified the steps to get from where you are to where you want to go? Or are you just letting days turn into weeks and weeks turn into months and months turn into years and pretty soon your daughter's grown?
Right now we don't have a plan, but...
I'm sorry?
I said right now we don't have a plan, but now would be a perfect time to put one together, so...
You've got a job.
Yes.
Full-time, every day.
Yes, sir. Yes,
with
sir.
a future.
Yes, sir.
And you don't have a job full-time every day with the kind of future that she does, right? So you go where the
opinion, but...
you go where the best upside is. And if the best upside is there and her daughter is there and she has custody there and she has a support system there, then you assess the situation and you do what's in the best interest of your daughter. You need to star in your own life, and your daughter needs to look at you and go, wow, look at my mom. Because the most powerful role model in any child's life is the same-sex parent, and that's you. And you need to show this little girl who you are. So you have to make a plan, and you've got to get a transmission and get out of neutral and into gear and start moving towards what you want. Now, that's easy to say and hard to do, but I will get the two of you professional help to bring this about. And I will get you some help in redefining this relationship so it becomes constructive instead of antagonistic. And she should be, and your daughter's extended family is so important in children's lives. Probably should recuse myself here because I'm a grandparent, and I want to be in my grandchildren's lives, and Robin and I are, and we are all the time. But it's very important for them to learn that people other than just their parents love them and think they're wonderful. It's just a great extension.
Right.
So let me get you guys some help to help work out this plan. And come up with, and I'm talking about seriously putting together a timeline and steps to do and actually work out a plan. And that will decompress this situation in a big way. And you'll still be prominent in your granddaughter's life, but in a constructive way.
Yes, sir. I don't want to take her from her, like she says.
No,
I don't want
absolutely
that.
not.
I just want a normal grandmother to granddaughter to daughter relationship.
And you'll love that, trust me, because I love those grandkids coming over, but boy, am I glad when they come get them. All right, there they are. That's Avery and London, and they are like, she's 6 and he's 4.5, and
look like twins.
Yeah, well, he's a bigot. But they're thick as thieves, and we just love to have them. And they love their grandma. Boy, they are all over her. So they do. All right, we'll work on this and get you some help to work on this. And I mean, really, help you with resumes or whatever you need to do. We'll bring you those resources so you don't have to say, well, where do we start?
Yes, sir.
We'll help you do that. Fair enough?
Thank you. Yes, sir.
All right, coming up, another parenting problem. A real housewife of Orange County and her plastic surgeon husband are having some major discipline disagreements and want my advice. We'll talk to them next. We'll be right back.
Heather is the disciplinarian. I'm more of the benign grandfather.
Sometimes he'll tell me in front of the kids, why can't they have that? Why can't they go there? It's frustrating to not be on the same page as your partner.
Well, if you're a fan of reality television, then you will know this couple, Heather and Terry Dubrow. Now, Heather is one of Bravo's Real Housewives of Orange County, and Terry is a plastic surgeon fixing butchered bodies on E's Botched. Now, the happily married couple of 17 years say despite their almost 2 decades of wedded bliss, they do have one issue. Take a look.
Heather and I have 4 children.
Not only is Terry a plastic surgeon, but he's also on the show Botched, and we're on the Real Housewives of Orange County. I'm looking for someone to co-parent with me and be a dad to them and be the responsible one when I'm not there. Can you stop doing that for 2 seconds?
I'm sorry.
In the last year or so, his work schedule became so dramatically heavy that it's affected what's going on at home.
I'm having trouble connecting with my kids. My son, who's 13, and I aren't connected at all. And my 5-year-old, Coco, we have absolutely no relationship. Coco's taking Taekwondo. She just basically wants to beat me up. I'm afraid she's gonna break a finger and then I can't operate.
Terry's a great dad.
Happy July 4th!
They adore him, but he'll spend time with the ones he has a better relationship with than the ones that are more difficult because it's easy.
I'm extremely easygoing and very permissive. One of my daughters was asking me the other day for snacks. Can I have this? I said yes. And then they came back, can I have that? And I said yes. And then they came back and I said, just have whatever you want.
Sometimes he'll tell me in front of the kids, why can't they have that? Why can't they go there? Now I'm all of a sudden, defending myself. It's frustrating to not be on the same page as your partner.
Heather is the disciplinarian. I'm more of the benign grandfather, even though I'm their parent.
I don't want to fight with Terry. I don't want him to fight with kids. I would love it if Dr. Phill could give us some tips on how can we parent together in a way that's going to be really effective.
Well, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Well, at least he's honest about it, right?
You can say that.
Yeah, you say, I give them whatever they want, right?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but that's not working for you.
Well, no, it's certainly not. My whole thing is Terry works very hard, and I support that. And I know in his limited time with the children, he doesn't want to come home and be the disciplinarian. I get it. I'm all right with that. But then he's got to back me up.
Yeah, but you don't?
Sort of. I kind of do. No. I mean, I do when she's around, but when she leaves the room, then maybe I don't so much.
Now, you do it right in front of me, too. Why can't they have a cookie? Why can't they have this?
Yeah, so that's a no. You don't do it.
Maybe I don't.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a problem.
Yeah. Well, no, here's the deal, seriously. You absolutely have to have a unified front, and this is what I call emotional integrity of parenting. If you guys make a deal, and I don't know if you've made the deal, but if you make a deal and say, these are the boundaries, here's what we're going to do, you have to have the integrity of holding that line whether that person is in the room or whether they're not. I don't care if I don't mean to throw you under the bus, although it seems like he would fit very nicely on this issue, but they will try to divide and conquer, but it just take a little while for them to know, I can't divide and conquer these two. That'll make your life a lot easier.
Oh, yeah, I mean, because I don't negotiate with terrorists, and we have 4 terrorists living in our house.
This brings us to a question that you had about the bonding with the kids. Here's the deal, and Robin will get me if I'm not honest here, about being kind of a workaholic. When you choose a behavior, you choose the consequences. If you choose to spend more time with your family, then your career will suffer.
Right.
If you choose to spend more time on your career, then your family life can suffer. What you have to do is find a balance where you spend enough time on your career that you can feed your family, and you spend enough time on your family that your career matters.
Yeah.
I made a decision a long time ago that no matter what I was doing, no matter where I was, I would always take a phone call from one of my kids. I don't care if I was in trial in New York City, if back then they were beepers, if it went off, I would excuse myself and take a call. I don't care if I was in the boardroom at Exxon and the phone rang, I'd say, excuse me, this is my kid and I have a deal. I take my kids' phone calls.
Yeah.
And they would go, oh, okay. And then they'd comment afterwards, that's a good idea. But I have actually flown from New York to Dallas to attend a junior high basketball game and went back to the airport and flew back to New York. But I was there.
Yeah.
And you just have to make a decision what you're going to spend your time on, and realize when you make the choice, you choose the consequence that goes with it.
Yeah. It's so true. I think for Terry, the balance, think it's classically, in my life, a woman's issue has been this balance, especially when after you have children and you're going back to work. And I certainly suffered through that and found my balance. But with Terry, it's been the last couple of years since he's been doing this show. And clearly he's having trouble finding the balance.
Now, Terry and Heather have some secrets that they are going to reveal next. We'll be right back.
Terry and I call each other Dr. and Mrs. Guinea Pig because we go out in the world and we test everything, health, wellness, and beauty on ourselves to see what works, what's snake oil.
I'm the doctor on the television show Botched, and all I see all day long is plastic surgery that's gone bad. So if I can provide a way for people to make changes that don't involve surgery, that's what I want to do.
Terry being a plastic surgeon and me being a television personality. Anti-aging is a big conversation in our house. High-definition television is a friend to no one over the age of 16. Got to keep this all together.
Well, reality TV superstars Terry and Heather Dubrow share some of their great anti-aging tips in their new book, Dr. and Mrs. Guinea Pig. They present the only guide you'll ever need to the best anti-aging treatments. Now, the book was published by Ghost Mountain Books, which is owned in part by my son, Jay McGraw. Now, this book is really interesting. You guys have tried everything.
Everything.
Why? Exactly.
Well, health, wellness, and beauty is a multi-billion-dollar industry, but if you really look at the treatments that are being sold and tried, probably 80% of them don't work.
You have a chapter in the book, chapter 6, where you tell people how not to wind up on Botched.
Right.
Right? About how to find out and how to make a decision about whether to get surgery and how to find the right surgeons. What are the keys?
Okay, so the key thing is that if you are going to make the decision to have surgery, if it's appropriate for you, you really need to understand who are plastic surgeons and who are not. The best piece of advice I can give anyone who's going to have plastic surgery is ask your plastic surgeon, look them straight in the eye and say, are you allowed to do this procedure in the local hospital? In other words, do you have hospital privileges for this procedure? Because if you don't, that means they're not actual plastic surgeons. They sort of took a weekend course, and any kind of doctor can do plastic surgery. That is the single best question to ask a doctor.
And I feel like if Botched has taught us nothing, I mean, it's such a cautionary tale. Let's not go to Tijuana and have our surgery. Yeah. And if there's a vacation wrapped up in the surgery, maybe not a great idea.
Yeah. What's the worst case you've seen? What's the worst botched case you've had to do?
There's a case of a woman in Florida who went to have some filler put in her face from an unlicensed person. She didn't know she was unlicensed. Her name is Raji. And instead of putting acceptable, legal filler, they put in concrete into her face. And she was turned down by 14 plastic surgeons because this is a very dangerous undertaking because of the facial nerves in here, the possibility of the skin overlying these nodules dying. And this is not something a plastic surgeon really wants to take the risk on and making her worse.
So did you work on her?
So when we first saw her on season 2 of Botched, we turned her down like everyone else did. And then I thought about it for about a year, and we operated on her.
Yeah. Wow. You talk about a lot of different things in that book, and a lot of things you've tried that I damn sure wouldn't, but I'm glad that you did.
No leeches?
No leeches. All right, since plastic surgery could be costly, Heather says there is an easy and inexpensive way to take 10 years off your looks. We found 63-year-old Ann who says she wants to look younger so she can have confidence to start dating again. Take a look.
I'm 63 years old. I'm an artist, and in the past, I designed clothes. My husband died in 2006, and ever since then, the aging process has just accelerated. I can see that I would really like to get rid of the wrinkles here around my mouth, on my forehead. When I was younger, I went out in the sun a lot. I have age spots and wrinkles. When I was younger, I was a good-looking girl, and I had confidence in how I looked. That's kind of lost now. I look so much older than I feel. I just don't feel comfortable with my saggy, sallow face. Because I don't like how I look, I have been hiding out in my home. So if I have to do errands, I save them all up for one day. When I do go out, I'm wearing a hat, I'm wearing sunglasses, and I feel like I've lost my smile. Got a niece that's getting married soon. It would be great if I went to the wedding and I looked fabulous and I met someone. I would love to start dating again. On the inside, I feel like a young woman still, and I want to look that way on the outside.
Well, we're talking about the book, Dr. and Mrs. Guinea Pig. Wait until you see Ann's makeover. That's coming up after the break. Well, 63-year-old Ann wanted to look 10 years younger, so Terry and Heather Dubrow gave her a makeover. Here's Ann before. Let's take a look at that. Are you ready to see the new 53-year looking version of Ann? Now, Ann hasn't even seen herself yet because we hid her from all the mirrors. So Ann, come on out. Meet you. How are you?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, have a seat. So how do you feel?
Fabulous.
Yeah. Well, you certainly look great. So this has been fun, right?
It's been wonderful.
So, Heather, Ann looks amazing. So you say contouring is the key, right?
Contouring, highlighting. It's incredible, you know, the tricks that we have in Hollywood, what we use to look, you know, I was joking earlier about high-def television, but it's true, you know, and we have little tricks to make us look better. And just even adding like a little spot of highlighter in the corners of the eyes, a little contouring, it can really lighten and brighten the face and give it more shape. Yeah. And I have to tell you, you know, everyone out there has a line that they're willing to cross. Some people will color their hair, but they won't get Botox. Some people get injections, but they don't want laser. Some people laser, no surgery. We all have that line, and there's little things that we can all do to make ourselves feel and look younger. I mean, look at her before and after. Gorgeous, just with makeup and a little hair. Absolutely amazing.
Is this something that would cause you, if you had considered surgery, is this something that would cause you to push that off?
Yeah, if you could do it with makeup and not have an operation. Fabulous.
Yeah, hell yeah. No pain. It's, I mean, look at the difference.
I kind of didn't even recognize myself.
Yeah. So you actually want to start dating again, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So maybe. You're going to this wedding. You said it'd be okay if you met somebody there, right?
It would be, yes. That would be okay.
You look great.
Fantastic.
Yeah. But Terry, you do have another surprise for Ann, just in case, correct?
So I do. Just like in our book, we try to give you the best available techniques to improve yourself non-invasively, but there's always an opportunity potentially to do plastic surgery if it's right for an individual. I think in Ann's case, because she does have some things that surgery would potentially address very nicely, I provide an opportunity for my mentor, Dr. Malcolm Lesavoy, the guy who taught me how to be a plastic surgeon, to give you an opportunity to meet with him in consultation and do the latest procedure in plastic surgery, which is a local facelift, meaning you don't have to undergo anesthesia, you remove the risks of anesthesia, and if it works for you and it works for him, then we're offering you the potential to get a facelift.
Yeah. So wow, now you can really make a change.
Oh my God, my life is starting anew.
Yeah, all right. Listen, I want to thank Terry and Heather. You can get your copy of Dr. and Mrs. Guinea Pig, the only guide you'll ever need to the best anti-aging treatments anywhere books are sold. Or you can download the audio version at audible.com or itunes.com. And everybody in the audience today is getting their own copy. All right? Coming up, another surprise. Well, this is the season of giving, and you could make this holiday extra special with the gifts from the new Robin McGraw Revelation Luxury Skincare Collection. The founder and creator is none other than my wife, Robin. So we're very proud of all that.
I just launched my collection with 14 brand new, amazing products just a few weeks ago. And I'm so pleased that women are really loving it.
Now, you call this the bow ring collection, right?
Yes, I do. The bow ring
Tell them
collection.
why, because I thought this was cool.
Okay, so I had this bow ring. I designed it, and I had it made for myself and all of the women in my life that are really very important to me. And it is a symbol for all of them to know really just how important they are to me. But my wish is that when they look at it, they know that it is not selfish to take care of themselves, to put themselves first, and just to know how just important they really are.
Yeah.
And then I thought, well, okay, I'm going to create a bow ring just like this one for everyone out there and make it available to all of the women everywhere so that they can also purchase one and wear it for themselves or for anyone that's important to them in their life. And you'll see when you do have one that just on the inside is our icon for Robin McGraw Revelation products.
Yeah, that's cool. And it's small because it goes on just the tip of your
Yes.
finger.
So I think it's really pretty. Wherever you want to put it, you can put it on every finger.
Well, tell us about one of the products in your collection.
Okay, so one of my products, Up, Up, and Away, is specially created for an area most women can relate to, the neck and the décolleté area. This cream contains powerful peptides to tighten and smooth lines and wrinkles around the neck. And it instantly plumps the skin around the chin, jawline, and décolleté. And of course, all of us women know that's one of the first signs of aging. And so since this is the holiday season, I have a gift for everyone in the audience. You're all going home with my Up, Up, and Away cream.
You'll find your gift from Robin right under your seat. And to order any or all of her luxury skincare collection, go to robinmcgrawrevelation.com. That's robinmcgrawrevelation.com, and you can order what you want. You'll get it in time for Christmas. I want to thank all of my guests today, and a special thanks to Heather and Terry Dubrow. We'll see you next time. Thanks.